Yo, what's up, my people? Good afternoon, everybody. What up? What up? What up? What's going on, guys, girls, everybody? What's happening? It is Sunday, December 1st, and I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. 'Cause with Him, all things is possible. This No Duck Zone episode is sponsored by Matchbout. Follow Matchbout Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Matchbout, the best sponsorship in the land. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Happy Sunday to everybody. I hope everybody's feeling blessed today. I hope everybody's feeling appreciated. And I hope everybody's feeling thankful for seeing another day and knowing with him all things is possible. Now, usually a Sunday, you guys wouldn't catch me on here today, but I'm on here today for something special. I told y'all I was gonna get back to getting on my interviews and all that, man. You know what I'm saying? Being focused on getting back to amateur boxing and getting some of the future stars up here. And this kid that we got coming up here, I have not had the honor of really speaking to him in person, but actually following him, and I've been amazed with his work. I didn't catch his last fight. Wish I would have, but I didn't. But I am going to catch future fights, and we're going to have him come up here and chat with us. So we're going to get him up here. I'm saying, without further ado, my guy, Travis Smith. Let's get him. Hold on. Let's get him. See, get him up here.
Hey everybody.
Ah, there he goes. What's going on, champ?
Nothing much. Yeah.
I was finally able to get you up here, man. You know, we have been trying to make this happen for just a little minute, man. You know, I know schedules is crazy because you're probably still in school, and me, I have things going on. So this would be perfect to do where there's no distraction. You're in the comfort of your home. So
Yeah.
how's everything?
Good. Boxing's good. Fighting's good. I might have a fight coming up in January, and I'll be fighting in the 2025 Ringmasters.
Okay. This will be your, for what I know, this will be your first one, right?
What do you mean?
First one, first time entering the ringmasters.
Oh no, it'll be my second time.
So you entered. How did I miss you? That's crazy. If you entered it before, I don't know how I missed you. And I've been at the Garden for the last two ringmasters. That's kind of crazy that I missed you for it, but it's okay. So this will be you. So you'll be going in again.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go back. First of all, let's go back from the beginning. Number one, tell people first of all who you are, your age, and where you're from.
I'm Travis Smith. I'm from New York, Long Island, and I'm Joe Smith Jr.'s brother, the former WBO world champion. I'm 15 years old.
Mm, that's what is that? What's that? So before we move on to anything, how does that feel being the brother of Joe Smith? You know how does that feel? What's that like?
A lot of pressure because you're in the shadow.
Mm, mm. Um, when you're going places, right? You ever hear anybody say, "Hey, man, get an autograph from my brother"? Like, can you get an autograph from your brother for me? Like, you have that happen a lot, or it just never
No,
happens?
no. That not like that. No.
Nah, not like that. People don't, because you know some people will do that. All right, so let's get into. We know your brother box, so
Yeah.
I don't want to say you got into boxing because of him. So take me back to the beginning of how you ended up even putting on a pair of gloves.
Well, I first started by doing mixed martial arts when I was 5 and a half. I did mixed martial arts up until a certain period, and then I went to AVM boxing, and head coach was Mike Murphy, and he would do all the drills with us. But Dan, the assistant coach, would do all the stuff with us, really, like all the footwork drills, all that. Then I eventually left and went to Excel boxing, where Leon Green would teach us and Dave, and I will learn a lot there. I went 1-1, one win, one loss, and then eventually I went back to AVM boxing, but with a
Mm-hmm.
new coach. I went with Coach K. He's a really good coach. I would probably be nothing without him. He teaches me footwork, speed, power, everything, and now I'm winning because of him.
Okay. What made you want to trans over from that to boxing? Was that something that you were talked into, or you just wanted to try it out?
Well, my dad always got me in the boxing, but I really liked boxing from the beginning of it.
Okay. And which one did you like? Well, obviously you like doing boxing more, but when did you tell yourself you knew that you can stick with boxing and this was gonna be for you?
Because boxing is to me, it's a very good sport and I really enjoy it. Like when you hit somebody, it's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So you told yourself after that, you know what? I'm gonna stick to doing this, and I'm not gonna just do it because of my brother does it. I'm going to do it because this is what I want to do.
Yeah, and I want to be the best.
As you should. So tell me, how did you come up with your name? Not your biological name, but the what's next kid. How did that come about?
My coach came up with it. So the what's next kid, right? It means like I'm going to move on and keep doing what's next. I'm going to keep getting better and keep doing my thing and just keep running through people and just keep getting better and keep winning.
Yeah, because I always wanted to ask you that. When I first seen you come up on the live and I read the name and I was like, this okay, it's something different. I said, when I meet him, I'm gonna ask him how did he come up, with that name because it's very interesting whenever I see it.
Yeah.
And that's great to have. Hey, you're about whatever's next.
Yeah.
Even if somebody pulls out of a fight and you're supposed to fight that day, and it's like, okay, next. Like, who's next? I don't care
Yeah.
who you have in front of me. Whoever you have in front of me, I'm gonna be ready at all times. And
Yeah.
that's the most important thing. Be ready so you don't have to get ready. You know what I'm saying? They always say stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Um, what is your training like in the gym, man? Like, I know with you being in school, you have to deal with that, and of course, you have responsibilities at home. Um, but what's training for you like when you're in the gym?
My training is so if I do something wrong, I got to go run or something. You can't do anything wrong. He's really strict. So that's
Ooh.
perfect because yeah, you got to do it right the first time.
So grades have to be up,
Yeah.
behavior has to be. You have to listen to your parents because if you disobey any of those rules, there's consequences and repercussions.
Yeah.
How much does that help you not just be a better fighter, but just help you do better in school? Because I'm sure, at your age, peer pressure is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it's sometimes it's hard to be yourself because you want to fit in with everybody else. But
Yeah.
fitting in can get you in this. It could get you in a place in a space where you don't want to be. So, what does that do for you? All that discipline. What does it do for you, though?
Well, I stay away from all that drugs and everything. I never did any of that in my life. Even people offered me it and I always say no cuz I just don't want to do that stuff cuz I don't want to put that in my body cuz then it will mess up everything I have going for me. And you always want to have a plan B too.
Yeah, yeah. Because with you doing what you're doing and being a boxer and you're being athletic, you got kids who see that sometime, and two things that happen: they're either want to try you or they'll try to get you to go down the road that they're going. So I'm glad that you have the mindset of, hey, listen, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I'm not joining no gangs, I'm not robbing no stores. I'm going to be on the right path, and that's the right path to stay on because that's not the place that you want to go. Um, let's get into your last fight. Your last fight you fought in, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. Was your last fight that you fought was in Brooklyn, like near Coney Island?
Yeah, it was in Brooklyn.
Okay, let's get into that. Tell me more about that fight. How did you feel? How did you feel going into that fight?
I felt really good. I knew I always like to overestimate my opponents before going in the ring because it like fuels me. It fuels me. Oh, I gotta run through this guy when I get in there. I gotta go get him. So like in the fight, I felt like I won the first, the second, and third rounds, and somebody had it a different score, but it was fine. I got the fight and I won it.
What's the main thing before going into a fight? What's the main thing that you're focused on before you step into that ring? What's the one thing that you always carry with you before you get into that ring?
And that I just want to hurt him.
That's it.
Yeah.
And it's nothing personal,
No,
like with the guy across the ring, rather if he's a friend of yours or rather if you him never had a conversation. I
yeah.
got one job to do because I know if I don't do it, the judges always look at it a different way.
Yeah.
Um, and that's sometimes it's scary because you're not only fighting your opponent, sometimes you have to go in there fighting the judges too. Um, because there's a just they sometimes they see it different from your coach might see it, your family might see it, but sometimes when people don't understand judging, it could get crazy. And then there's times I've been at fights and I go, "Oh, what fight? Where's they watching?" So when you go out there, and then like you said, the brother of Joe Smith, it's not easy,
Yeah.
and you probably have to deal with the people saying, "Well, he probably won't be as good as his brother, or he could be better than his brother. Let's see how that happens." That has to really suck at times. Do you ever have that on your mind? Not that it's a competition thing. Do you ever get those feedbacks from people that they just like, yo, he either never be better than his brother, or let's see how far. Let's see if he ends up better than his brother. I mean, is that ever on your mind?
No, what runs through my mind is I gotta win this because he won that. I gotta win this because he won that, and it keeps going on. So like I won the Metros, he won the Metros. So now I gotta win it again, again, again.
Yeah. And we're talking about two different, people, even though you guys are brothers, we're talking about two different people. So going back to that fight, um, and this usually doesn't happen because you're just into the fight. But I always like to ask guys this, just in case it might have been some past history. Did you know anything about your opponent?
I seen some of his fights, yeah.
Now, I'm glad you said that. Some people watch fights and some don't, and I really don't believe in that because I believe we always have to pay attention to the competition. Um, Are you like that where you like to go to fights and if you know somebody's in your weight class or he might be in a weight class higher, and then at some point you're saying to yourself, okay, Travis, one day you're gonna move to a different weight class and you might have to see this guy one day. So do you ever like going and scouting and you know you might be seeing the future, competition?
Well, sometimes I go to fights just to watch them, but I know who's gonna be up in the next weight class when I go up and stuff. Yeah.
And when you're sitting there watching them, and I know it's always easier to say what you can do to somebody when you're sitting outside versus when you get in and you like, whoa, this guy's tougher than I thought. Um, do you picture yourself while you're sitting there, and I know you're watching, but do you picture yourself in there with them and going, you know what? There's some things I could capitalize against this dude. There's some things I think I could expose, and he's all right, but he's not better than Travis. Like, do you ever tell yourself that, or you just go, you know what? I don't worry about all that. I'm just going to go in there and do what I do best.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go in there and do what I do. Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't want to overthink. Because some people, I think they get in there and they overthink. It looks easy from the outside, and then you actually get in there and it becomes something different. Now, tell the people who don't know what weight is it that you fight at?
I fight at 138.
138 is good because I've seen some of the guys at 138. How long have you been fighting at 38?
Um, Not that long. Maybe just this year.
Okay. How does that weight feel for you? You know what I mean? You don't seem like, to me, I might be wrong. You don't seem like you're really a short guy. I could be wrong, but short or tall, How comfortable are you at that weight?
It's a pretty good weight. I'm bigger than most of the guys, so it's good weight for me. Yeah.
And because like I said, I've seen a lot of guys at 38. I've seen a lot of guys at 45, and I go, oh God, this is some of these guys are tall, for the weight class.
Yeah.
Um, and going in, we're getting ready to come into a whole new year. This, as you can see, we entered this December, and this is it. Um, have you ever got the opportunity to compete in Strong Island? I'm just asking
No.
because I might have missed you. No, you never got it. Are you? Is that something that you're willing to do? Because Strong Island. Shout out to Christian too, a good friend of mine. That's not a regular show. To win the belt and to defend it is crazy because you won't see that happen unless you're a pro, fighter. Um, what does that show mean to you, and how soon could we see you in it if you had plans?
Well, Christian Vasquez, right? It's a great show and everything. He runs it nice and stuff. The people come out, the music and stuff. But I haven't been in it. I was told you have to win tournaments, and I have won three in this year, and I still
Mm.
haven't been in the show.
Oh wow. Well, I might have to talk to my man Christian about that and be like, you got to get him in there because you are, first of all, you are the hometown guy, Long Island, and I think that'd be great for your folks to come out and see you. And I think it would be high. It would be a highway robbery if we don't see Travis in
Yeah.
that. So that might be something I might have to talk to Christian about. But so that last fight you had, have you haven't fought since?
No, 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 not since. Yeah.
Uh, how soon can we expect you back? I mean, this year is coming to an end, so can we expect to see you back in January?
Yeah.
So you're gonna come back and do the rematch. So you haven't done any. First of all, tell the people first of all that don't know because they might want to know. How many fights have you had, and then I'm gonna ask you why I said that. Then we're gonna go from there.
Well, I have 8 bouts so far. I'm not open yet.
Okay. So you haven't done any gotten to any belt shows.
Oh no, well the tournaments, yeah, the tournaments I
Yeah.
got some. Yeah.
Because I remember so there was this belt show coming up in Philly for the 25th of January, and I remember I don't know if I tagged you in it or whatever, but I remember I put that up because I had I always try to tag all the coaches and fighters in there to let them know uh Philly, Jersey is where they do a lot of belt shows. You see a lot of guys leave New York, and you see them go to Connecticut and New Jersey and Philly for these shows. So I was just hoping, hey, one day we'll see you in that. So
Yeah,
take me through. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, if I fight in January for a show fight, it will probably be local. Like January 4th, Mike Vargas is having a show at Heavy Hitters.
Shout out to Mike Vargas. How I never got to go to heavy hitters. I can't even tell y'all what heavy hitters look like. I've never got to step foot in heavy hitters, and I'm very upset with myself. But because of where I live, not making that excuse, I live in Manhattan, so I have to come to get to Long Island, man. Let me tell you, if you're not driving, if you're not in a cab, if you're not in Uber, any of that, it is difficult. I'll actually will be in Hempstead at DC show on the 14th of this month. So if you just so happen to show up, if you decide to, I'll be there for the 14th. But yeah, I have not got to go to heavy hitters. Um, from your experience or whatever, what is that place like?
It's great there. Mike Vargas runs a tight ship. He trains his fighters good, and Jay trains the fighters good. Everybody there trains the fighters good. Everybody. It's a great program for all kids.
Yeah, I've been hearing that for the longest about that gym. How great it was. Hey, you need to stop by here and check it out one day. And I never took the time to do it. But I'm definitely at some point, not now, but next year, I'm definitely going to step foot. Now, when did you say that show was again?
January 4th. I don't know if I'm in it though. I still have to try and get a fight for it.
Well, let's hope that you should. At 38, you should. But then I can't say you should because sometimes it's difficult, man. You know, you got guys who are pull out,
Yeah.
and then you got some that just they don't. I don't know what it is. Let me now, since we're speaking about that, what do you feel about? And I talked to Bohemian Boxing, another one of my brothers that he talked to you right after your fight. You know, we collaborating to to make sure that we stay with amateur boxing. But what is your personal feelings about guys doing that? Just backing out of fights for whatever reason they're doing it.
Well, I don't know what the reason is for, but I really don't like it. But I understand if you're injured, it happens.
Hmm.
No, I understand that, but I don't know what the thing is with everybody just pulling out now. But it's fine if you're injured. I mean, you can't fight injured, you know. You'll just wind up hurting yourself more.
Yeah, because it seems like guys are just like, you know what? And I can't say, like you said, we can't say exactly what's wrong, but it's like some guys are just waking up that day and go, you know what? I don't feel like fighting today.
Yeah, that could be. And
I don't feel like fighting, or I got to fight that Travis kid. I heard he's pretty good. No, I think I'm going to sit this one out. And here it is. You've been training probably from Monday to Friday. I don't know how many days a week you train, but you've been training for weeks. You put time in. You have to deal with school. You're doing with everything. So here that Saturday comes, you're ready to fight, and you have to hear that, and your opponent pulled out because, or he had to because he didn't make weight, or he just pulled out. Like you haven't ran into that yet, have you?
no, somebody pulled out one time. The Metros, right? I was supposed to fight in the semifinals, and well, the guy that I fought in the finals, he fought in the semifinals, and I was supposed to fight somebody in the semifinals, but my guy pulled out, so I got a bye to the finals. Then I fought him,
Hmm.
won.
That's have to be difficult, right? Because what people don't understand, a bye to me is not a victory. How can I celebrate
Yeah, yeah, but
moving
I still
on?
fought in the finals to win it.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. But you ever felt like somebody will tell you be happy, and you go, "Well, how can I be?
yeah,
I
cause
really wanted to fight this guy, and I just got Let's say you're going on to the garden. You're going on to the garden, and you get the Madison Square Garden, and you won, but you didn't win. If you know what I mean, your opponent for some reason just. And I'm like, okay, I wanted to earn it. I don't feel like I earned it. You know what I mean? I really wanted to make a statement because I'm here at Madison Square Garden. I'm in the most famous arena in the world. I'm in a place where legends have been performing here for centuries, and to
yeah.
get here and to do that, so it kind of waters it down. But I hope at some point that doesn't happen to you again. So besides you watching your brother, who else do you have? Who else do you that you watch in boxing that you might like?
Oh, Mickey Ward, he's my favorite fighter. Irish Mickey Ward.
That name gives me chills. My two favorite are Mickey Ward and Arturo Gotti. Those two right there would, everybody has to have a dance partner. Those two right there, watching them in those three trilogies, it made my teeth hurt.
Yeah,
Um, because them two right there were just magical, and rest in peace to Arturo Gotti, but definitely one of my favorite fighters. Do you sit down and watch a lot of Mickey Ward's fights? Do you have like different guys you might watch, and maybe I don't want to say still, but adopt some of their styles, and then you might take it in there in the ring?
well, Tim Weatherspoon, I did a video on him, right? Like, he fights like this.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes I occasionally spar like that because, like, you have one hand here, it's blocking here, so they're gonna go here. So, like, you get ready for that, and you could just drop it and uppercut.
Do your coach knows a lot of this, or do you surprise him with some of the things you do? Does he see
Yeah,
any of this coming?
yeah, he sees some of it, but I surprise him a lot too.
Like, does he ever ask you after the fight, like, wait a minute, where did you learn that from?
Oh no, no, because I stick to what he teaches me. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, you go in there, you don't do the opposite of what he teaches you. But you ever just made a move and he just comes up and goes, where did you get that from? Where did you learn that from? That was pretty good.
No, because I learned it all from him.
How long has he been your coach actually has been coaching you?
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. And I'm sure you have learned a lot from him. What's the number one thing that you love about him? Just besides his coaching, what's the number one thing that you like, you know what? I love coach. Coach is good.
He always tells the truth.
So he doesn't it's safe to say he doesn't sugarcoat anything.
No, no, definitely not.
So when you mess up, you messed up. And he's gonna let you know, like, hey, you need to pull it together.
Yeah,
You know, you don't pull it together, then you know what's gonna happen.
yeah.
So how many? So let's go back to earlier. Let's go back to, even though the year is coming to an end. Let's just go back a little further. How many fights have had for this year?
Let's see. 6.
Oh, you were pretty active this year.
Yeah.
You were pretty active this year. Did you want more fights, or you just had to get whatever came your way?
Well, I had to, yeah, get whatever came my way because in the tournaments, it would be like for the ringmasters, I only fought one person. You would think there would be more kids in it and you would get more fights, but it was only one person. Me and him went straight to the finals. I was boxing him and I won the fight. And then for the New York City tournament, I fought 2 times, which is great because now I got 2 fights. And then for the Metros, I only got one because my guy pulled out. And yeah.
But what in your opinion, what do you think that is? Not just the pulling out, but everything. People struggle to make weight or whatever. Do you think that's just a lack of disability, or just people just being careless? Like, what do you, in your own words, what do you think when you see all that?
Well, you got to lose weight. Put that sauna suit on and just start running. Do something to get that weight off. You got to do something. You know,
Yeah,
you got to
yeah,
be.
yeah. I've been at if you know what I've been at fights where I've seen guys walk in 6, 7 pounds heavier than what they supposed to be, and I'm like, you had to know before you came in here that you were overweight. Did you think that
Yeah,
you would just get over? Like, if you fight at 32, right? If you fight at 32 and you're coming in at 39 and 40, what are you doing?
yeah,
You know, that's a no-no. And at some point, if you can't make the weight anymore, which is understandable, because we see how these, if you look at these professional fighters, even when you look at them when they step on the scale, you can look at them and tell that they're killing themselves to make weight. If you ever looked at a Lomachenko, you ever looked at a Devin Haney, even Tank Davis, if you look at some of these guys' faces when they step on the scale, they look like they're dead and they came back to life.
yeah,
Um, you maintaining 38 from the time you've been maintaining it, um, it's that's got to be straight discipline. It's not just, oh, I take care of myself. That discipline has a lot to do with that, because, like you said, you're not a little guy, and you could easily go from 38 to 40 something overnight, and then people look at you like, wait a minute, what have you been doing, Travis? So would you say you maintain at 38 until you're ready to move on? That's a lot of discipline.
yeah. But 138's my weight class because I used to fight at 145 and the guys are bigger there.
Mm. Now, wait a minute. Now you said that things then just got interesting. Now, take me through that. What was that like fighting at 45? Like now, before fighting at 45, what weight was you then? Was you 38 then before you went to 45, or you were another weight?
No, no, I no, just the same, but wait though. Yeah.
So what
No,
was it? Go ahead.
I first started like lower weight classes when I first started boxing, but then I took a little off because I was getting broken fingers and stuff. So then I went to 145 right away, and I went to 145. Then I fought a guy in the Ringmasters right away, and I won that. And then I fought for the Junior Olympics. I lost that, and I always weigh in for like the 145 fights at 140.8 and stuff. So then the show fight I had, the rematch, I weighed in about 140 something, maybe maybe something like that, and he was like 145, something like that. Yeah.
What was that like fighting at 45? Now, what's the difference between 38 and 45 besides the guys just being taller? Because I know it's probably one of them is probably more muscle. You're putting on a couple of pounds. So what was uh what was the difference between the two?
Yeah, so at 145, it's just a little hard to get on the inside because the guys are a little bit bigger. And in the 138 class, the guys are a little bit bigger, but it's even. It's a fair fight now. One time I fought this Russian guy, more skilled than me, but in the first round, he hit me with a 1-2-3 combination move. Fast, fast. He was a Russian dude. He was moving fast, good footwork, everything. And then the second round, I stayed on him though the whole fight. In the second round, he got tired. He gave away the second round. He gave away the third round, and I won the fight.
Yeah, because that has to be difficult. 45, and there's some time I've watched guys go from 45 to they go up higher, and then I've had some that be like, look, man, the guys up there are much bigger, they hit harder, and like you said, it's hard to get in the inside. So a lot of guys go, you know what? I think I'm gonna go back down to this weight. It's more comfortable, and it makes sense because some guys will move up to try to prove a point, and sometimes trying to prove a point can cost you. When you are making these moves, um, I'm sure your coach plays a role in that. You'll go to him and be like, if there's ever a time 38 is not comfortable for you anymore, if that ever happens, before you just make that jump, or those conversations that you sit down, maybe not just with your parents, but you sit down with your coach and you have these conversations with him.
Yeah, with my coach. Yeah, he gives me good advice and stuff. Like he said, for my next fight, either fight somebody you lost or fight as somebody else. So I got to fight somebody different. I can't fight the same guy.
And how do you feel about that too? I know this is amateur boxing and sometimes stuff just happens. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people are getting bored in New York with fighting because it seems like you'll just keep running into the same person that you sparred with 4 or 5 times. You might have fought him twice in a real fight. And here it is. You telling me that there's a chance I got to fight this guy 2 or 3 more times. So I know with you, you just love getting in there and you love fighting. But how do you feel about having to, fight the same person maybe 4 or 5 times in the amateurs?
Well, that would be good to me because I like to find openings on my opponents. I'm a good counter puncher. So like
Mhm.
I just like to find those openings, and as soon as they make a mistake, I could just be like boom and hit them. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's because like I said, I've talked to people who they go, I'm tired of fighting the same people in New York. I'm just sick of it. I'm gonna go over here to, Ohio. I'm gonna go to Texas. I'm Kentucky. I'm just gonna go somewhere where, I mean, if you can afford to do it, then okay. Everybody financially, they don't have it like that, so they got to stay where they're at. But I know for some people that pretty much annoys them. But Travis, what does it feel like, or what does it mean to you coming from a place like Long Island, where I feel like Long Island still doesn't get the recognition and the respect that it should get, especially when it comes to boxing. When people mention Long Island, they go, "Yeah, that's a cool place to live," and yeah, but other than that, what else is going on out there? I don't think if you're not in the boxing world, you don't know how big boxing is in the Long Island and how important boxing is in Long Island. You take boxing out of Long Island, and it probably would just be pure chaos. What does it feel to you coming from Long Island? What does Long Island mean to you?
Well, it means a lot. We have a lot of fights out here. We have a lot of good events out here. We have Joe Nagardia, great promoter of Star Boxing. He puts on great
Shout out to
shows.
Nobody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he puts on the best shows. The guys be knocking each other out in like the first round. They're amazing, and they always have food, drinks there, and all that. It's really good.
Yeah, it is. And I remember going to the Paramount about I say about 3 years ago. And first time I was at Star Boxing, it was amazing. It was an amazing show, probably one of the most amazing shows I've been at. I haven't been to one since, but I'm definitely going to get back to that. Um, but like I was saying, and you got a lot of great amateur stars. I like to call y'all out there in Long Island. Um, Even though you're a fighter, and there's nothing wrong with a fighter being a fan of another fighter because you have pros, professionals, they like they're fans of other fighters.
Yeah.
Is there anybody they don't really have to be from Long Island? Well, then you know what? Let's put it like this: let them be from Long Island. Is there anybody else that you see out there? They don't have to come from your gym, but just coming from Long Island that you like to look at, that you like to watch, and you say, you know what? I like watching him, and when he fights, I have to be there to see him fight.
No, not really. No.
No? Hey, Travis said, I'm just worried about me. Hey, Travis, I like you. That's like, yeah, I'm not worried about nobody but me. Listen, and it's nothing wrong with that. You have to focus on you because at the end of the day, um, you're all you have. So you gotta look at it that way. So all right. So you're getting ready. You're gonna be getting ready for the to do the ring masters and all that. It might be too hard for you to say right now because it's too early, but you can't predict this if it happens. You get past the ringmasters and all that, win or lose, but I'm hoping you win. How active do you want to be in 2025?
Well, a good amount because I'm gonna be turning open and then I'll be fighting open guys. So then it's gonna be good. So maybe I'll hopefully get a lot more fights than I already have because maybe more people will be in the tournament, more people in the show. Yeah.
How does your coach, if you ever had these conversations with him, how does he feel about going outside of New York and fighting? Not too far, but a Connecticut, a Jersey, Philly. How does he feel? Like those conversations ever come up for the future?
Oh well, it doesn't matter to him. He doesn't work my corner. Somebody else does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so it has to be the person who's traveling with you that's gonna be willing to do all. I mean, but yeah, um, that's cool though because I think I can see you doing that, going outside and competing out there to try to get your name out all over. And that's why it's always important for me too to always mention you guys on Instagram because you not only have people in New York following you or watching you, you have people from all over. Because I don't have a big following, but it's about the people who do follow. So, for anybody who sees this video is gonna, if they just so happen to see you in another state, another borough, if they don't know who you are, they'll know from you coming up on the show. That's one thing that me and Bohemian we love to do is to continue to put you guys out there because amateur boxing to me is just as important as amateur. I mean, excuse me, it's just as important as professional boxing. So when you see us always at the fights and we always talking to you guys is for a reason. You guys are important, and without y'all, without you guys and your coaches and your families, allowing us to be a part of your lives, me, Bohemian, and other guys who's doing this, we wouldn't be able to do it. So I have to thank you for your time for even coming up here and doing this on your Sunday where you could be getting rest. I appreciate you, and but I've been wanting to do it. You know, when Bo told me he did it with you, I said, "Oh, I'm jealous." I said, "Oh, you got him before me." He's like, "You should have came to the fight." I was like, "I know I should have." That's what I said. I said, "Don't worry about it. I'll get him, but I want to get him where he's in the comfort of his home, and I can't get him while he's in the gym or get him while he's at a fight. I want to get him while he's at home and he could be focused." So let me ask you: we got Javante Tank Davis and Lamar Roach. That's going to be coming up, not soon, but in March. It just came to my head. I just want to get your opinions on it. How do you feel about that?
Tank Davis is gonna knock him out in the fight.
Oh man, you know you ain't giving Lamar Roach no chance, huh?
Tank Davis is gonna knock him out in like the seventh or eighth round of the fight.
You know what? You might be making a prediction that might actually happen. So y'all go back. So when it happens, I want y'all to go back to this video. You heard what Travis said. So when March comes, when March 1st comes, you're gonna have to go back to December 1st, which that's today. So and that might actually happen. I'm not too upset that it'll happen because giving him 7 to 8 rounds, that's around the time where Tank starts to get you out of there. Did you watch his last fight with Frank Martin?
Yeah, yeah, I watched that.
Did you know that? Did you see that happening? Because it looked like Frank was winning the early rounds, which that happens with Tank. You know, he still needs time to fill you out, or he's waiting for you to get tired, and then he steals the show.
Well,
Um,
well, on the judges' scorecards, Tank was winning.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um, I think the only, you know what it was? I think Frank had did so good that nobody was expecting him to do what he was doing. But like I said, it looks like that with Tank in the first 4, 5, 6 rounds. And then it's always that one round where he exposes you.
yeah, but
Um,
he made a
yeah.
mistake against Tank. He didn't listen to his coach. His coach said move left, and he moved right, and got knocked out. So that was on him.
Yeah, that you do have to take some responsibility. And I'm glad you say that. When you're in the ring and you just so happen to make a mistake, is that something that your coach will ever get on you, even in sparring? If you're just doing something, he goes, "Hey, Travis, I didn't, I told you to do this, and you went in there and did that."
Yeah,
Do you have like that happens? Because sometimes it's not that you're not listening. It's just sometimes you're in the moment. But there's ever a time he goes, "What are you doing? I didn't. I told you to do this, and you did the total opposite of what I told you to do."
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. That
yeah. It happens. You know what I mean? It's not about being perfect. It happens. And like you said, when you mess up, you have to do what push-ups.
no, you run a lap outside or just do
You gotta
some
run a lap
stretch.
outside. How did you feel when you first found out that you had to do that? Did you was like, man, this guy's crazy? Or were you just like, you know what? I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah, but I mean, he always knows what's best for me, and he's a great guy and a great coach. Yeah,
And I think it's crazy as this sound, a lot of the fighters are older than you and don't have as much discipline as you. If you ever see a lot of these fighters talking back to their coaches and telling their coaches what they're gonna do and what they're not gonna do, a lot of them wouldn't be able to survive with your coach because you can't be a student and the teacher. You understand? And I see a lot of fighters do that where they'll tell a coach what he's gonna do, what they're gonna do, and what they're not gonna do. And I think that's disgusting because you're here to learn. What am I wasting my time with you for if you're going to tell me what to do and I'm here to teach you? You're not here to teach me. I've done this before. And even for the coaches who have never boxed before, still we have to respect them because just because they haven't won the golden gloves and they haven't did anything, that doesn't make them less than anybody else. They're still taking their time to work with you and show you what they know. But some fighters have to get back to listening to their coaches because, like I said, if they're not disciplined, especially if the coach is not disciplined, like your coach, that hey, you're not listening, I'll make you do this, or you can get out of my gym and you never have to come back here.
Yeah.
So that's the good thing about it, though. The discipline and the listening part, and that's great. So what is it? So Travis, let me ask you something because you for some reason you just look like you're that guy in school, man. What's it like with you being in school and everybody know that you for the people who know you box? What type of treatment you get? Because you can get the hey, leave that kid alone. He box. You can get that hey, I want to try him out. You know what I'm saying? Just to see if he's really can fight. Like you can get, and then you got the girls that be like, yo, go, I want to talk to him because he box. Like, what's it like for you? What's it like for Travis in school?
Well, in school, a lot of people know I box and they like it. They shake my hand sometimes. Because one time I brung my belt to school and everybody's like, "Oh, how'd you get that? Or how'd you win it?" I was like, "The Metros." They were being nice about it and stuff.
Yeah, because that's got to be difficult. Being a boxer too is a lot of peer pressure, especially when you're in school, because
Hmm.
you're gonna have somebody who's gonna say something to you, and all right, if I put my hands on this kid, a lot is going to happen to me. I could possibly damage him. I could damage me going to the gym and boxing again because that can get me into a lot of trouble.
Mm.
So, but you seem to be a type of kid that can maintain all that, and you know how to just block it all out and just go to school and do what you got to do. But besides boxing, what else you do? You got anything else you like to do, like when you're in school or when you're at home? Basketball, football, anything?
No, just boxing. I like the focus on it. When I was in like eighth grade and stuff, I would do wrestling, but now I just primarily focus on boxing and that's it.
Mm. So that's 24/7. Even when you're not boxing, you sit home and you watch some fights. So all day is just stay boxing.
Well, yeah, occasionally I play video games and stuff for some fun.
Yeah,
But I
as
always
you
get my training in.
as you as you should, and I'm sure at the same time you're giving your body some rest because if you overwork yourself, um, what'll happen? It's because that I've seen guys overwork themselves and they get in the ring and they're out of breath or they can't punch because their arms. I've seen guys where their arms are so swole where they they were trying to work out the morning of the fight, and I'm like, what are you doing? You can't do all that. This is the time for you to just rest yourself. Um, do you like when you're in the gym? Let me ask you, because you might just stick to yourself, but you also look like you're a helpful person too. Um, do you work with other fighters in the gym? And what I mean by that, it might be a kid your age or it might be a kid younger that you might see him not shadow boxing the right way, or his footwork is not the right way, or he's not throwing the jab the right way. He's not pivoting it the right way, and you go over there and help him, or just give him some advice. Do you find yourself doing that sometime when you have time?
No, I don't really do that. I don't want to get involved because coaches could get mad at that when you just talk to the person they're training. Coaches could get mad at that real fast, so I just stay away because I don't want to get yelled at.
So it's safe to say you have experienced that already, where you've seen coaches get mad. And I thought, when you're in the gym, everybody was to help everybody, not you trying to steal somebody's fighter. But a lot of these coaches, they just get, I don't know, their attitude and their behavior is crazy because it's like, I'm just showing him something, and that's not something that you should ever get mad at. But that's just the type of behavior of people. You know what I mean? It happens. But
Yeah,
Travis,
like,
look, man, I don't want. Oh, go ahead, go ahead. What you about to
yeah,
say?
like my coach, if another coach showed me something, he would have no problem with it because that's another tool in your belt that you can use when you fight.
Yeah. It is, and like I said, some people they just they take it a little too far when it's not really that. They take it too far when it's really not that serious. But I mean, it is what it is. Hey, Travis, look, I don't want to hold you, brother. I appreciate the time. I know we definitely got to do this again, and the next time we see each other, hopefully if we don't see each other on the 14th at Hempstead, then we'll see each other in the new year for January 4th. I hope you get it for the 4th, because if you're getting that fight, if you get a fight January 4th, I definitely want to be there for that. So let's keep our
Yeah.
fingers crossed and hope that you get that. Now, for the fans, for the newcomers, or even if they're not newcomers, tell the people where they can find you on social media.
What's underscore next underscore kid underscore. You can find me on there. It's a private account. It went private because Instagram installed a new rule. So when I turn 16, it will turn public again. Yeah, and you can
Yeah,
find YouTube all caps the What's Next Kid.
y'all hear that? So y'all make sure y'all follow this man. Make sure you do it, man. He's gonna be doing all good things, and definitely get out there and support him, man. It's much needed. We have to support amateur boxing. We have to support all the guys, the girls. We got to support the coaches. We got to keep boxing, amateur boxing especially. We got to keep it alive. All right, Travis, I ain't gonna hold you, man. I want you to enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I appreciate you, brother. We'll definitely get up again.
All right, see ya.
All right, man. Be good. My Okay. Shout out to my guy Travis Smith, man, out of Long Island. Y'all make sure y'all go follow him, man. Kid has a bright future. I got some moves I gotta make, baby. So I wasn't trying to keep him too long. It's Sunday. He needs to relax. You know what I mean? Let him do what he do. And I'm gonna get up out of here because I got some things I got to go do. I got to go get up with the missus. We're about to have another dope day. Shout outs to it being the first day of the month. You know what I'm saying? Of December. We're already coming to an end for 2024. I got a lot of stuff coming up. I'll be live Tuesday. Hopefully, I'll be live Tuesday twice. Twice. I'm hoping twice. I'm just putting my credentials for the Tank Davis and Lamar Roach. I'm hoping that we won't find out until Tuesday morning. So that's what they said. They just sent the credentials, I think Thursday. What's today? Sunday. I think that was just Friday. No, excuse me. I think just Friday. Thursday or Friday, I just got the credentials. So I have to wait till Tuesday morning, which it wouldn't be the first time I found out I had got credentials. They'll probably send it 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, 5 in the morning, whatever. It's cool. And I'll be with Ring 8. Ring 8. Y'all know Ring 8. It's shout out to Ron McClure. Shout out to him. He's on Facebook and he's on Instagram. Ring 8. They will be having a meeting, kind of like I guess like a meet and greet. They'll be having it. Um, that'll be Tuesday, which is December 3rd, 7 p.m. I already set the live up, so I'll be there. So I might be busy Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? I might be at the Tank Davis and Lamar Roach press conference, and then hours later I'm there. I can't set no live up until I know I got my credentials. You know what I mean? And if I don't get them, then I don't get them. It ain't nothing I can do. But I will be live later on that day with Ring 8. So that right there is definitely a go. I already have the schedule up and everything for that. I got it scheduled, so I'll see y'all then. But listen, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday. God bless. If you're traveling today, get to where you're going safe, man. It's the first of the month. Let's just all go to where we gotta go, do what we gotta do. You in the New York area, if you're visiting here, go on down to Rockefeller Center and go see the Christmas tree, man. Go enjoy yourself in New York. You know what I mean? Have fun. Despite of what you hear go on in the city, have fun. You know what I mean? Do what you got to do and don't run the streets all night because these New York streets will eat you alive. Go do what you got to do. Go back to your hotel. I'm telling you, because everybody's waiting just waiting to catch somebody slipping. So let's do that. Let's all be safe. I love y'all. Y'all be good. Y'all know what it is. It's the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go.